Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, hello. This is Mr. G, and this week we're going to do some photo effects. So we're going to take a photo and we're going to try to apply an effect that's going to look like these old-timey newsprint cartoons here, like these old Dick Tracy ones, simplified colors and line in here. So that's what we're going to do today with a regular photo here. That's the effect we're going for here, where it's kind of grainy and overprinted some places. So let's jump into Photoshop here, and we're going to work with this picture of Donald Trump here that we're going to turn into one of these newsprint effects here. All right, so let's start with a new document. We're going to go to File, we're going to go to New. We're just going to make let's go inches here, let's make a 4 by 5 by 300. Go ahead and create that. So we got that. So we're going to go back to our Donald Trump here. We're just going to get a rectangle selection tool. We're just going to grab a big old piece here, and we're just going to Command C to copy and paste into our new image here. We're going to get our Move tool, and we are going to move that over here. So we got him in there about like that. All right. Now, got that. First, we're going to select it. So he is a figure on a background, so we're going to go ahead and we could auto select him here, but we'll just go ahead and we'll select a mask here. Okay, we will go to select subject, see how we do. Pretty good here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. We're going to go to the edge detection here. Let's take that up. Actually, let me go a little bit close to here just so you can see where this is, what this does. Edge detection is just going to refine. I go to smart radius. I like this here. And if I take that up to, you'll see right in there, it's just going to clean up that edge on the hair so you get those follicles a little bit better in there. And Command 0. Okay, output's going to be a selection. We push OK. Okay, so we got that. From there, we're going to Command C, Command V again to paste that into a new layer so that we have this guy right here. Non-destructive techniques. We're going to preserve our original photo just in case we need it for any reason. We'll go ahead and lock that. Close that off, and we got this guy here. All right, so we're going to lock this layer too. We're actually going to lock the transparent pixels. This one right here. You can lock different parts of your image, and in this one, since we only have the picture of Donald Trump and the background is all transparent pixels, we'll go ahead and we're going to lock those. That way, when we lock those transparent pixels, it acts like a mask. So if we paint on this, it won't paint off on the outside, and it kind of acts like an automatic selection. So we have one already built in there. All right, so first thing we're going to do, turn the background back on here. We are going to desaturate this. Desaturate means we're going to turn it into a black and white image. So to make it a black and white image here, we go to Image, Adjustment, Desaturate, or Command-Shift-U. Okay, so we desaturate that, makes it a black and white image. Now that we have a black and white image, we are going to apply threshold to this. We're going to actually add an adjustment layer, and what threshold does, it takes an extreme black and white image. So I'll show you here. So we're going to do Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and we're going to grab threshold. That threshold layer, it's going to say, yep, we're making a new layer. We're going to call it threshold run. We'll see it right over here. It automatically comes with a mask. All right, so now what that threshold does, let me adjust here just a little bit so that you can see my layer here. What that does, it takes it as a contrast that everything above this point right here on the threshold lever is going to be, everything above will be black, everything below will be white. So if I move that, you can see I can take it all the way to white and all the way to black. Okay, so we're playing with this, and we're going to take this down to about 75 there. Thereabouts. Now I got a little bit of graininess here. We're going to take some of that noise out here. We're going to go up here and we're going to go back onto our original picture here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to Filter, Noise, and we want to reduce noise, and we're just going to use the auto section of immediately reduce noise here, and you can see what it's going to do here. It makes it more kind of like this kind of pen and ink, brush and ink kind of look. I got a radius of 3, that looks good. It's going to be just perfect for what we're doing. All right, now we're missing some of the parts up here. Now that we went to this, we've lost some of the hair and everything, which is okay. We just kind of want an outline, so we have like this kind of pen and ink look to it. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to use the dodge and burn tools right over here. Now the burn tool, as it shows in the little illustration, makes things a little bit darker. And if I go to the dodge tool, it's going to show that it makes things a little bit lighter. Again, so dodge, thinking of burning and making things, you know, charcoaly and dark. So if I have the burn tool, it's going to make it darker. Dodge tool is going to make it lighter. All right, so I'm going to take my burn tool to make this darker. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to get a brush, and I'm going to get a soft round brush, and I'm going to get a fairly big brush, let's say about 200, 150 there. And I'm going to click around the edge here so that I start to fill in Donald Trump's hairline. And again, I'm just kind of going for the outside. And this will take the longest. Just kind of keep going here and scrubbing in to where we have the outline of his hair. Going around the edge of his face. Now, with the dodge tool, or the burn tool that I've got, if I go too far, let's say I go here and I go way too far, if I hold down the option key, it just brings up the dodge tool to lighten it right back up. So if I keep my finger on my option key, I can just switch and go back and forth between dodge and burn. Find that edge a little bit here. I'm going to go a little bit smaller, hit my bracket keys here. Find where his teeth are here a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let's get over here, his ear a little bit. All right. Now we need to define that shelf of hair that Donald has, and we'll kind of get that scrubbed in. A bit bigger here. Just keep playing here and keep burning until we have just the edge of where his hairline is. Sideburns in here a little bit. And again, if I go too far, I just hold down the option and I take it back a little bit. So that I kind of have like this outline that looks like it was made with pen and ink. All right, so once we've got all that in there, now we're ready to add some color here. We've got our dodge and burn. We're all done here. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go and make a color layer. We're going to go here to the same layer we had, and we can just select those pixels there that are active, right? So we can just right click that and we can click select pixels. And that'll automatically select. You'll see we've got the marching ants here. We'll go ahead and fill that in right there. We're going to go ahead and make a new layer with those pixels up here. We're going to call that color. And then we're just going to take that and drag it up above the threshold lever. Okay. Now, we're going to get a skin tone here. So we're going to go in here, and President likes a kind of orangey toned skin here. because he loves his Florida sun. And we are going to go on to here, and we're just going to get our paint bucket tool and we're going to fill that in. So we got that filled. Okay, on this same here, we're going to Command D to deselect, and we're going to go ahead and lock the pixels on that guy as well. So again, we will not be painting outside of here, and we don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to grab my brush. Now we want this layer to interact with our line that we already have in here, our black line that we had with the threshold layer. So to do that, we can just change the layer command here to, we're going to our blending mode to multiply. It's a darken blending mode, and it's going to allow the blacks to come through. So it's going to let all those blacks, since we only have black and white, that's going to be perfect for us. So we're going to change that blending mode to multiply. Now we can go ahead and finish coloring up over here. Okay, now we need to do his hair, his teeth, his shirt, his tie, his American flag here. So we're going to go ahead and go here, and we're going to get a yellow for his hair. Say we're kind of going for a cartoony look here, so we're going to be very simplistic in our colors here. So we're going to get this, let's get our brush up here, and I am going to use this brush here that I'm going to paint with. And it has a dot pattern to it like an old-time newsprint. Okay, now it's a little overlapped over here and a little offset, which is okay. It kind of adds to the effect that we're doing a newsprint here, where oftentimes the color would be offset from the black and white, so that is just fine for what we're doing. So go ahead and scrub in here, and notice when I paint out here, nothing's happening because we've locked those pixels out there. Okay, so we got that all done there. Okay, now let's get a white, and we will do his shirt and collar real quick. That scrubbed in there. Change to a red here for his make his little flag pin. It's kind of too small for us to get any more details. Using my bracket keys to make my tie brush. There, get his tongue there, and we will get some white here and do his teeth. And there we go, we have a newsprint looking image made from an original photo. All right, so that's our lesson for today. Everybody keep your mind and body active and stay creative.